Hello, and welcome to Easy Peasy Tutorials for CIS 1323. I'm your tutor, and I will be guiding you through some of the lessons of Access 2019. In this tutorial, we will be learning to add fields to a form using a layout view. A form is like a user-friendly format which allows data entry. It displays the data from an underlying table or query and allows the database users to enter, edit, and delete data. A form will not save or store data or records. So an empty form is like a blank page. So you would have to add controls on the form. Controls are like items or objects that you add to your form. For example, you have text box control or label control. So let's see how all these actually look in Access. I will be using the Let Me Try Live file. You can click here and download it. And let's use appointment details form for our practice. So right click and let's open it in a layout view. Alright, we can see that this is all empty. It's like a blank page. So we need to add field to it. So to add this, we need to see a list of fields. So if this box on the right does not appear, if you see the screen like this, go to the Design tab, and in the Tools group, you would find Add Existing Fields. Now what a form actually does is it's just going to show you data that you want the user to see in some layout. So it will be a stacked formation of the fields. So if I click on the Add Existing Fields button, you will see this pane appears, and I see no tables right now. So let's go ahead and say show all tables. So click on this blue show all the tables. Now you see that all the tables in our database are visible, and you see the plus sign. We have to expand these tables by clicking the plus sign to see all the fields which are available in that particular table. You can expand all to see all the fields in those particular tables. Now, say I want to add, have a form that has appointment date, appointment time, customer's first name, the last name, and the service name on the form. So from the appointments table, we need to add apt date and apt time. You can add by either double clicking it, double click the field and it gets added, or you can drag and drop. Dragging and dropping allows you to choose the position where your next controls or the field name should appear. So we have added apt date. Now I want apt time. So I want apt time to be adjacent to apt date. So what I'm going to do is drag and drop my apt time so that it's besides apt date. If I want the apt time and date to be below, I could have double clicked it and it would have appeared below. So keep in mind that when you're adding fields from the field list, by double clicking, it will always get added below the selected control, right below the selected control. See, if I double click it one more time, it will always get added to exactly below to whatever was selected. I'm going to delete this for now. Let's try to add the apt time again, which is besides the apt date, you see this pink bar appearing, which actually shows the position where you're trying to add your field. I want it besides the apt date, so I will add it besides the apt date, where I can see this bar coming up right here. Perfect. Now, we talked about the controls and the types of controls, right? So this is a text box control, which shows you the actual text. This is the actual data. This is a label control, which is the name for that data which appears in the text box. You can change this, you can edit the name in the label by double-clicking it. And say, suppose I want to just type date instead of apt date. So I would do that by double-clicking and typing date. Same for time. I want not apt time, but just time. So I would double-click and change the label. This is just a label name. This is the actual data. The actual data is always shown by text box control, and the label are label control. Label control is unbound control. That is, it's just a name. It is not related to any data. You can always change it. But a text box control is a bound control, meaning it is bound to the table's data, the records. It is linked, it is related to the actual data in the tables. Now, we need customer's last name and first name to appear below the date. So, can you see that the time control, the label control time is selected right now? So if I double click on the first name from the customers table, it will be added below time. Let's see if that works. See? But I do not want it to be here. So what you could do is either delete and drag and drop, or you could just drag the, see the yellow lines that already selected? So you could just drag them and place it to whatever position you want to. This also works. Now let's add last name by dragging and dropping instead of double clicking it. And I want it just below the first name. Perfect. Now I want service name from services table. So I would again drag and drop because I want it below the time. Perfect. Once you are done with adding the fields to your form, you can switch to the form view and have a look at how your form will look like. This is if you're not satisfied, not happy with how it looks, you could go back to the layout view and modify. So if you want to delete a particular control, you can select the control and press delete or backspace button. If you want to delete more than one control at once, try and press the control key on your keyboard and keep holding it, and select the controls by your mouse left click. And once you are done selecting all those controls that you want to delete, leave the control key on the from the keyboard and then press either backspace or delete button on the keyboard. And you can delete multiple controls like that. Once you're done modifying, once again, let's go to the form view and look how my form looks. Now the form view will not allow you to modify the positioning and the layouts or changing the text name for the labels, because this is just showing you how your form actually looks and how it will look to the end user. Go back to the layout view and try to add and delete some more controls so you get familiar with the layout view and positioning your controls. I hope this video was helpful. Keep practicing, it's not difficult. You can do it, I know. Bye for now, and I will see you in another tutorial.